How you doing, YouTube? Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Itty bitty beer time in the form of Treehouse Brewing's Baby Bright. I've been wanting to review this, but I'm not one of those people. I feel weird about like asking people for beer. I know people that go to Treehouse all the time, so I don't really ask people to get me stuff. But I'm lucky enough to where people will feel generous enough to drop stuff off, and me and my old other half connect, and more of my Connecticut / Vermont / Massachusetts connect as of late. Keith, he's been going up that way lately, and we've been trading beers back and forth, and he brought this back for me. So thank you very much, buddy. Been really wanting to give it a dig, because Bright itself, I dig Bright. I like Bright. In its variations, I think it's a much maligned beer. I think a lot of people kind of poop on it because it's not super crazy New England style. It's a bit more in a traditional sense, but I think it would really show really well in a smaller format. I've always thought that, and lo and behold, they've done it. Here we go. What does it say? Baby Bright. It's an American IPA, 5.4%. Sorry, alcohol by volume. Brewed in Charlton, Mass. by Treehouse Brewing Company, and done and done. On the bottom we have it was canned. Excuse me. I'm a little sick. I'm getting off the sickness. Got a little bit of dry cough, post-nasal drip. Not really sick, I just had post-nasal drip. My nose isn't on par, but we'll power through it for you. It says, I want my baby bright, maybe baby back ribs, chilies. So yeah, it's Bright. It's the label that pretty much Bright is, but different color variation, as they do for all their Bright cans. I'm trying to get there's a little bit of schmegma or funk. There we go. Let's crack into it. So yeah, like I said, I got the sniffles. I'm not sick. I just got this crazy post-nasal drip thing that makes me cough every now and then. So my nose and the beer might not be perfect, but we're gonna do it anyway. What do we have here? We are surrounded by a rich, soft haze, little touch, barely apparent touch of Dirty Glass Mafia. 2 fingers, infinite creaminess, almost gravifying from microscopic to medium bubbles, soft, rich yellow haze, who are almost like highlighter style. Yeah, I mean, that looks the part of a nice little, tasty little jammer. Let's get a nose. I'm getting really nice, soft, non-overly bittering, like pithy orange vibes. There's a soft, kind of little bit of weedy green in the background. It's actually not that much in the background. It's probably even with that citrus component. And that's pretty much it. Now they're getting a big, huge sweet component off it. At the same time, I'm not getting a huge bitter component off it. It's getting a little bit of pithy orange, a nice little bit of weedy green, and just enough sweetness to kind of balance it off, or at least balance it off enough to not just be one-sided. Let's dive in. Cheers. See, I like that. I dig that. It's exactly pretty much what I said on the nose, which is kind of weird because I thought my nose was going to betray me. It's giving you that nice, rich, non-overly bittering orange pithiness with that little bit of nice green weediness. It's definitely a little bit low, that pithiness. Knee-jerk reaction first in the nose. I should have stuck with that. But so you're getting that nice pithy orangeness followed behind that nice kind of soft weedy green. It's not a huge, dank, like super cash money kind of weed. It's more middies, you know what I mean? Kind of greeniness. And there's just enough sweetness to kind of bounce it off. It's definitely an old school kind of beer with a little bit of subtle new school haze and a little bit of new school tendencies, but it's definitely old school the way they kind of, not over the top bittering, but the bittering is definitely leading the way. And the way that bitterness, ooh, I got this little bit of creamsicle thing going on. That's it. Maybe it's a little bit of oat. It's kind of making that happen. But yeah, it's the way you get that pop of bitterness and the way it washes over your palate. And I just bit my tongue. That hurt really bad. And the way it kind of coats your tongue and just gives you this kind of nice hop forward brightness. And but doesn't get overpowering. This is 5.5% away from being one of the best sessionable crushers I've had in quite some time. It's a super great crusher session beer. I don't, you know, your sub 5% means a crushable or session beer, be damned. This is the beer that I want to drink a 6-pack of when I'm at a ball game or in a golf court or whatever you want to call it. That's tasty stuff. This is so good. This is the stuff that I like people making, because the dropout all bitterness, super hazy, even at the lower ABV thing, it's just what everybody's banging at now. And to see Treehouse, not see them go and do these things like they haven't done them before, but see them still kind of rest on these kind of beers and take Bright, which is that kind of old schoolish with that new school tendency, and kind of dial it back and bring that kind of bitterness to a level that's still drinkable, but it's still kind of true to its bigger brethren, is super fun stuff. This is super tasty. It's almost, to me, it's almost like, it's like a tweaked version of Eureka, almost. A little bit more kind of fucked with version of Eureka, but and again, another maligned beer from Treehouse. But yeah, it's tasty. Just the way that kind of pithy, not overly bitter orange thing works with that little bit of weediness and enough sweetness and a little bit of creamsicle thing that I got. I dig it. I like it. It's fun. I'm a fan. Let's put it that way. So yeah, let's talk about it. Is it one of the better lower ABV hop forward beers that I've had as of late? Yes. Is it the best? Probably not. Some of those super dropout all bitterness, uber hazy ones might be a little bit more fantastical than this one, for me at least. But this is definitely worthy of the conversation. Value, availability. It's Treehouse. Their prices usually aren't that bad. A couple bucks a can. Brewery only. That's the poopy part. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like Bright, you want something smaller. If you like Eureka, want something a bit different. If you like old school kind of bittering, but with the new school twist and a really drinkable package that is just super crushable, it's going to be for you. There you go. Review's over. Schnoz did not do me dirty, I guess you would say. Just enough to kind of keep me in play. Not only let me look like a fool, even though I probably still look like a fool. My nose didn't make me look like a fool. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a little baby Bright right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.